Hello and welcome to this CFS Software LP3 LMS training. My name is Damien. In this training, we will cover the Significant Events Report. This Significant Events Report is important because it logs all of the changes within the software. Any customer record changes or loan information changes or important areas users access from account creation, loan details, or any other details that may have changed over time are logged in the database, all accessible by the Significant Events Report. The Significant Events Report can be a very beneficial tool for our support staff to troubleshoot any possible issues, or also for you, the customer, to review and prevent fraud or other irregularities in staff procedures and training. In this video, we will focus on the functionality of the report and how to use it.
To access the Significant Events Report, click on Reports menu at the top, then Accounting Reports, then Significant Events. When the Significant Events Report opens, this is the following default options. All employees are selected. All events are selected. The default is for today's date. So if I run for today's date, it's all events and all employees that happen for today. Options are always specific to date, so I could do today, I could do yesterday, run the report. So it's all of yesterday's date, the very last entry first, employee that logged in. It was myself, so it's administrative name. The event, whether it was accessed a certain area or changing information, all of those events are logged. I can go to the last 7 days. See that during the last 7 days, there's been 247 events during the last 7 days. Again, it's the most current time first, so the last event first, and then on to 7 days prior. Today is the 3rd. And again, it is all events and then all employees. If I wanted specific events, I could come up to the events option selection, and I could select individual events, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or as many as you want. And then for this particular period of time, so let's go ahead and do last month, which would be about 28 days. Yeah, February 1st through February 28th. Let's see if I have these events. These events may or may not show up. Let me take a look. No, these events did not happen during this time period. So if you want to look and see what events happened during that time period, let me go ahead and deselect those individual events that didn't happen. Let me run it again. Events like closing business day, cash overshort, closing, high credit, renewal loans. During this period of time, which was February 1st to February 28th, there were 1,987 events. If you go a little bit further down the report will be a summary, and that summary is all of the events that happened during that time period and then the count for each of those events. So we can see that accessed would be accessed a certain report or accessed a certain area of the software, and that was 273 events during the month of February. If we go ahead and click on the column title, it will sort numerically. Accessed had the most events at 273. Renew loan, 250 for the month. So we know these events happened during the month. So if I want to come up and I want to narrow down those events, so we have accessed, renew loans, high credit amount. So we have accessed, then let's look. These are all the possible events in the software. Renew loan. So access and renew loan, if I only want to see them for this period of time, I run the report, and from the 1st of February through February 28th, only the accessed events and renew loan events will show up. And of that period of time, there was 523. That's one way to narrow it down. Additionally, we see that there was several employees for that period of time, 25, 52, others. So let me come over here and say I only want to see events for accessed and renew loans for employee 25, and I run it for that period of time. So employee 25, accessed and renewed event from the 1st of February to the 28th of February, there were 302. I want to narrow that down even further. If you click on the column title, it will sort in ascending or descending order. By default, it's last event first, but you can click on it and then it would be the first event last. Or if I want to click on the event name also, then it will sort alphabetically by accessed. We'll say that I want to export a certain amount of events, not all of them. Right now, if I click PDF export or if I click CSV export, it's going to export 302 events. Well, maybe I want to only have certain events. I've selected 22 here. I only want to export these 22. Well, if you click on them and hit Shift and then you select certain events, or you hit Control and then you're able to select additional events. So I've got 23 selected. If I go to PDF export or CSV export, at this point it will only export those 23 events. If I want to deselect them, just click again, then all 302 entries are now selected. So whatever is selected will export to PDF or CSV. I can go a step further, and let me go ahead and take it back to all events and all employees for this period of time. You can additionally use the search option. So I want to search for high, and I hit enter, and the search will search all rows and all columns for the characters HI. If I want to do high credit, I can put an or in between, so it'll search for all the characters within the rows or columns that either have an HI or a credit in them. So of the original 1,987 records before I started narrowing down the search, I now have 531 records that have the characters HI or the characters credit in somewhere in one of the rows or columns. So this row, every single row will have either HI or credit within somewhere in the row, and that's why they show up. Again, I can come over here and I can take that search away. It goes back to 1,987 records for the February 1st through February 28th for all employees and all events. All column titles are sortable. If you hover your mouse over the column title, it will give you more information about what the column is. And this is the same for all reports. All reports work the same for selections under options, for selections for date, for selections for PDF and CSV export, and then search. They all work the same. This particular report is based on date, so it allows you to look by date, the events that happen within the software, any changes that happen within the software. It allows you to narrow down by date and then time, or employee and date and time. And then it additionally gives the events during this time period alphabetically totals, and then totals the counts for the individual event. That is the significant events report. It can be used for troubleshooting. It can be used for auditing information. It can be used for this phone number or account name was changed for a customer account. It could be used for anything that was changed in the software is logged here, and the training staff or you, the customer, can come in here and use this for auditing purposes. Thank you very much. This is Significant Events Report.